you have any brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Does he fight?
No.
Why not?
He's a coal miner.
He's a coal miner?
He's plenty tough already then.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, my dad and brother are both coal miners.
No way.
Yeah.
You're 22 now or 23?
23.
23. How old's your dad?
He's in his 50s.
Is he still working?
Yeah, he's like a manager, like a manager
right.
position.
And your brother's how old?
He's 2 years older than me.
Wow. So what does he think of you fighting and getting all this, national exposure? And
he gets really nervous when I fight. Yeah, he's not a big fan of it. Big brother complex, I guess. You don't like seeing your little brother get punched in his face.
Dustin Hazelett with us. What's your hometown?
Louisa, Kentucky.
All right. There's the coal mine there, obviously.
Not like in the actual town, but
how close is it?
Around it, yeah. I mean, the town's supported by coal mining mostly.
Wow. So that's like the biggest thing there?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much there, So, I mean, it's a real small town.
So did you think growing up, hey, I'm going to be a coal miner?
I didn't really put too much thought into what I was going to be doing,
Yeah. That's a rough go.
Oh, that's not an easy job. No.
Freaking work.
No.
And risky.
Yeah, my dad didn't want either of us to be coal miners, so.
Did he choose fighting, though? Yeah, go get punched in the face.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't want that either at first, but, he's very supportive now.
What was the movie, what was the football movie with Tom Cruise in it?
All the Right Moves.
Yeah.
All the Right Moves, yep.
You ever see that movie?
Nah.
Watch it.
Pretty good.
Might remind you of your upbringing.
Was that Western Pennsylvania?
Yeah, but it was like one of those things, basically, like in the town as a kid, that's what you're doing. You're going to work. It was a steel mill? Is that what it was? Something like that. It was a steel mill, and to get out you literally are escaping.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to delve into where all the different MMA fighters come from, because there's a lot of varying backgrounds around the world. And then the trick is, how do you make your way to fighting? Because it's not like, as big as MMA is getting, there's more gyms around, but it's not like, Ted's Jiu-Jitsu is in Kentucky somewhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was like a small affiliate gym of George Gurgel's in Huntington, West Virginia. So I would drive there every night, and it was like a 45-minute drive one way to there to train. And
Dustin's he is a jiu-jitsu ace, big submission guy. You've gotten how many submission of the night bonuses?
3.
3 submission of the night bonuses, which is pretty special because you're competing generally with a couple other finishes like that. So what brought you to, of all the fighting areas, what brought you to submissions and jiu-jitsu?
Well, jiu-jitsu was just the only thing around, when I wanted to get into MMA. It was either that or, like karate. I mean, there's not really a lot of options in that area for like actual fighting stuff. The jiu-jitsu was the only option. And, I'm really glad that that it worked out that way because, I like what I'm doing.
Were you a troubled kid? Were you a beat upon kid? And then this kind of turned you around and gave you confidence?
Yeah, I got bullied a lot and picked on and stuff. I wasn't popular or anything. And, so, I got into martial arts and, everybody kind of stopped bullying me. So, it really helped in that area, and it also gave me a lot of self-confidence and stuff, and, helped me get my life on track.
And see, that's where, when you hear people talk about the viciousness of MMA, and I think it was in Great Britain, there was like just some outrageous hit piece on, they're having kids do Muay Thai, and the kids are crying, they don't want to do it, and they're torturing the kids, like, it's just like any other sport. There's actually huge positives, as you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Some kids, they can be flawed at a young age and not have confidence, and they need something to kind of turn them around. And
yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't like force a kid to do any kind of martial arts stuff. But
force is a strong word. Sometimes you do have to. A gentle kick in the ass is not a bad thing from a parent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have any parenting experience, so I can't.
Nor do
really
I love to talk about being a parent, right, Dave? I am an expert.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was a kid. I don't know. Well, not that. I don't like kids like that, Baker. Don't play Herbert. Real nice. We're trying to have a nice, civil conversation, and you bring him in. On the countdown piece, someone brought it up today. Was the word suicide actually uttered?
Well, I debated it, yeah.
Really?
I mean,
so how old were you then?
Like preteens, early teens.
Really?
Because I went to like a private Christian school all the way from kindergarten to 5th grade. So, you have this perception of, what the world is and how things go. And then I transferred to public school in 6th grade, which was the beginning of middle school. And I got landed in the delinquent class somehow when they transferred us over there.
Really?
So I go from an environment where you get paddled for saying poop to an environment where people are cursing out the teacher on a class basis. And, it was like a culture shock. And I was I was always really small for my age, and I was a little young for the grade I was in. So, you know, I got bullied a lot, and I was an easy target, you know, and I had ADD and a little bit of OCD, so, you know, I was a very easy target.
Dave, you remember getting bullied in school? You're a little guy.
No, I didn't get bullied.
Why not? Connections? The family connections?
Everybody knew who my uncles were.
Okay. Someone's... Or you just go steal a refrigerator. I think Dave was breaking legs at like 14. He was collecting money.
No, I helped collect cash, but that I never broke anybody's legs.
Do you know who I am?
No, I didn't get it.
I'm Mo Green.
There he is. I'm Dave Cokin.
I didn't get into fights.
No. But for a lot of kids, that is a reality. You have to. You got to be tough as a kid.
I tried amateur boxing for a little bit.
You mentioned one thing today about the lifestyle jiu-jitsu and respect.
Yeah.
So I want to get your take. I have absolutely zero issue. Maybe like 2% of me says what Brock Lesnar did after his fight, there was something wrong with that.
Which fight?
The UFC 100 fight where he went nuts afterwards and got in Frank Mir's face and talked trash and talked about his wife and Coors Light, Bud Light, and all that.
Yeah.
So explain your stance on it that, you know.
Well, you know, like where martial arts has helped me out so much throughout my life and stuff, you know, I think that, you know, being a martial artist is about more than just fighting, you know. There's a bigger picture, you know, and when you learn martial arts, you're supposed to learn the humility and the discipline and stuff like that goes along with it, and to, you know, conduct yourself in a professional manner, and, you know, that was always, you know, like the trademark of martial arts. They were always like very respectful, like honorable people. And, you know, I feel like now, like, a lot of people are getting away from that, you know, and I don't think that that's the way that it should be. You know, I don't think I should have to talk trash to hype my fight. I think my last fight should hype up my next fight, you know, and I don't agree with, you know, disrespecting your opponent to hype a fight or anything like that.
Unfortunately, in fighting, you do often have to appeal to the lowest common denominator, and that, you know, it's another way to hype fights. And
people
also
liked it when they think the guys hate each other.
Yeah,
they
it's
like
part of the storyline. Yeah. And I also think that every human being's different. Some people lack control to go right into pro mode right after a fight.
Yeah.
I think, to me, like Fedor is amazing. Yeah. That guy, he's done, and he's just like, but it's also his upbringing.
Yeah.
It's a Russian stoicism. Others, you know, like, whatever. Dave and I doing radio, I don't know, are we always professional? Are we always nice to the listeners? Are we always nice in an argument? Sometimes we're jerks to each other.
I am.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're not.
Yeah. So that's the other side of it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting argument, though. And definitely the martial arts part of it is not the dominating force that maybe that it was intended to be originally.
Yeah.